Dragons. We are glad that you are here. Today is Thursday. It is January 13th, 2022. It is the 95th day of school. My name is Mr. Butcher. It's my job to keep you guys safe so that you can show us how excellent you can be. Hopefully you've left your average at home or on the bus and you are ready. Ready means being in the right place at the right time with the right stuff. To have a respectful means treating others the way you want to be treated. And a responsible means doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort day. The first responsibility that we have each day is to be ready to show respect for the rights that we have in this country and at this school. We do this by daily saying the Pledge of Allegiance, our school pledge, as well as doing a moment of silence. When we do our pledge, we want to stop what we're doing, stand up tall, put our hand over our hearts like this. We want to say the pledge loudly, clearly, and with pride. If you guys would please stand for the pledge and remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Kennedy School Pledge. I pledge myself as a Kennedy Dragon to be ready for the day ahead of me. I'll be respectful of myself, my teachers, and all others I meet throughout the day. I promise to be responsible for myself, my actions, and my learning. I'll work my hardest to be the best dragon I can be. Another responsibility that we have, responsible is doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort, is to try to keep each other safe by slowing down the spread of germs. We can do this by frequently washing these hands. When we wash our hands, we want to make sure we get all parts of our hands, the palms of our hands, the backs of our hands, our fingertips in between our fingers, our wrists, and our thumbs. When we wash our hands, we want to use soap and water, or if we can't get to soap and water, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer will be sufficient. When you wash your hands, you want to make sure that you're washing it for at least 30 seconds or 20 seconds. So let's make sure we're modeling that now. Get the palms of your hands. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the back of your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get the back of your other hand. 2, 5. Get in between your fingers. Get your fingers. Get your other set of hands. Get your thumb. Get your other thumb. Get your wrist. And now your hands should be nice and clean. Alright, now that we have washed our hands, we've said our pledges, we've done our moment of silence, let's get started by showing respect. Respect is treating others the way you want to be treated. And we're going to show respect to those that have birthdays today. Happy birthday to Cameron Keefe, who's 9 years old. Happy birthday to Katie Vang, who's 9 years old. Happy birthday to JC Kyle, who's 10. And happy birthday to Oliver Montoya Vega, who is 7 years old. We'll make sure that you guys get your birthday ribbon. Our third responsibility every morning, responsible is doing your job with a smile on your face and giving perfect effort, is to make our lunch choice. Today's lunch, chili with cheese, fresh celery sticks, fresh steamed broccoli, fresh fruit, it's the fresh day, and a Rice Krispie treat. It's not a fresh Rice Krispie treat, it's a purchased one. If you do not want chili and cheese, you can always get PB&J or yogurt and milk. All right, it's time for our vocabulary and writing activity for the morning. We're going to put the picture of the week up now. Yesterday we asked for verbs. I doing the recording a little early, so I don't have any samples of verbs. But we do have verbs, which are words that show action. We have the robot reading. We have the books that are being read. The robot sitting. We have a bunch of different things like that. And you guys can come up with some action verbs. Today we're looking for adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives and adverbs are describing words. They're words that adjectives describe nouns like the books and the robot. Adverbs are words that describe the verbs or the adjectives or other adverbs. They tell us what kind, how many, which one, where. So look for those adjectives, those very descriptive, juicy words. Those are the words that help make your writing more detailed. So let's look for those adjectives and adverbs today. Come up with a good writing activity. All right, it's time for our math problem of the week. Remember, we have a K in first grade 1, a second and third grade 1, and a fourth and fifth grade 1. And you guys can do more. If you're in fifth grade, you can still do the kindergarten 1. And if you're in kindergarten and you want to try the fifth grade 1, give it a try. When you do this, make sure that you're putting your answers on a sticky note on the whiteboard that we gave you. Put your name on them. Hopefully you enjoy your math one. Show your work. All right, here's our kindergarten and first grade question for this week. Miss Goodman is missing 5 buttons on her jacket. How many ways can you use red and blue buttons to finish her jacket? List all the different ways and submit your answer onto the whiteboard with the link on the screen. All right, now it's time for our second and third grade question. Mr. Butcher bought 2 pieces of gum for 79 cents. He used only coins and gave exact change. List as many possibilities of coin combinations he could have given to pay for his gum. Put your answer on the whiteboard with the link on the screen. It's time for our fourth and fifth grade problem of the week. The hat Mr. Newport bought was 3 times the cost of the one Mr. Vickers wears. Mr. Vickers' hat cost $25. If Mr. Newport paid for his hat with a $100 bill, how much change would he get back? All right, submit your answers on the whiteboard with the link on the screen. All right, I have an announcement from our Be the Voice committee. We have students then that are Be the Voice. This is a group that is focused on encouraging others to help others. And this month, they are going to be donating to the Barrow County Animal Shelter. So we are looking for donations to give to the Barrow County Animal Shelter. They're looking for non-clumping cat litter, canned cat food, pate, cat carriers, dog carriers, dish soap, blankets or towels, and without stuffing. So there'll be a box in the front of the media center. If you have any of these items that you would like to help out with the Barrow County Animal Shelter and support Be the Voice, we ask you to bring those in and put them in the box in front of the media center. Time for our morning message. Today's morning message is the golden rule, which is what we tell you respect is every single day. So here we go, the golden rule. Yesterday, we discovered that the idea of loving each other is part of at least 7 of the world's religions. So is the golden rule. In Christianity, we are told, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In Hindu, men should always treat others as they themselves wish to be treated. In Buddhism, man should help his friends by treating them as he treats himself. And in Islam, no one of you is a believer until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Always be respectful of those who may have a different religion from yours, and always practice the golden rule, which is respect, treating others the way you want to be treated. With something to think about on Mr. Butcher, make today your masterpiece or not. Remember, the choice is yours, and that is so true. That's what we need to do. Just treat others the way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be yelled at, don't yell at people. If you don't want to be kicked, don't kick people. If you don't want to be in a fight, then don't fight people and don't encourage people to fight. It's so simple. Just treat others the way you want to be treated. Ask yourself before you do something or before you say something, would you want this to happen to you? That's the golden rule. All right, COVID is spreading like crazy, and there are going to be some times where people are going to have to wear or going to be required to wear their mask, like on the bus, or if you have a COVID exposure in your class and you're quarantining at school wearing a mask. So when we're wearing a mask, let's make sure we are wearing it the correct way. Over your nose, over your mouth, over your chin. Make sure it's tight around your ears so it doesn't fall down. You guys have a great day. That is all we have for announcements, so please help me.
Me and your teachers keep you safe. That is our job.
And your job is to help us keep you safe.
And you can help us by being a ready, respectful, and responsible student who is focused on graduating in the year.
Because when you are a ready, respectful, and responsible student focused on graduation, you are fully committed to student success. I love you very much. Have a great day. is called The Buddy Bench. This is a book that we've read before. I think we read this last year. But I'm inspired because when I was outside looking at our goats, Ryoko, Kata, and Claire, someone said that we need a bench out there, and it reminded me of this book, The Buddy Bench. So The Buddy Bench is written. The author is Patty Brozo. That means Patty wrote the words, and the illustrator is Michael Dees. Michael Dees drew the pictures. When I read, I'm going to try to model what good readers do, which is read fluently. That's what we want. A good readers read fluently, which means they read the words correctly, at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, and with expression. And also, if you make a mistake, go back and fix it. And as I read, this is a great time for you to practice what good readers do as they're listening to things being read or as they're reading to themselves. They look for, this is a fiction book, they look for, probably realistic fiction, because it could happen. They look for the character, who or what the story's about, the setting, where and when the story's taking place, and also the sequence of events, what happens first, next, and last. And they ask themselves questions. When they read, they ask themselves, what just happened? Who did it happen to? How did it happen? And what do I think is going to happen next? And they answer those questions as well. So here we go. The Buddy Bench, authored by Patty Brozo. Class dismissed, called Miss Mellon when the recess bell rang. Her students ran out, one loud, happy gang. They didn't waste time. Recess was too short. They started right in with their games and their support. Ooh, it looks like it's got a rhyming scheme. I love it. Some boys climbed a mound, playing King of the Hill, but though he stood near, no one even noticed Will. Molly said to Brienne, let's play follow the leader. They walked right by Emma, but just didn't see her. As Cooper watched hide and seek from a tree, he thought to himself, why doesn't anyone seek me? 3 kids played soldier with a make-believe fort as Sloane looked on from the basketball court. So some kids are playing together and some kids are being left out. 7 kids were clowns as they acted quite silly. They paraded right past, but no one saw Lily. Jerome watched 4 kids playing blind man's bluff. Why can't they see me? Aren't I big enough? So 2 more kids are not getting played with. Lily and Jerome. 3 boys played with kites that flew high in the air, while Gabe sat and wondered, doesn't anyone care? Then one dancing kite dropped out of the sky, and when Jake went to find it, Gabe held it up high. Uh-oh, so Gabe found it. He's helping someone out. Is that going to change things? Want to join us? Jake asked before recess is done. How come you're just watching? That can't be much fun. It's my legs, said Gabe. I can't run in a cast, so I never get picked, not even last. Come play with us anyway. There's time to spare. Wait a minute, said Gabe. I'll be right there. So they asked him to play. Gabe hobbled to Will and tapped his shoulder. Come and join us, he said, before recess is over. I'm new here, said Will, and today's my first day. No one but you has asked me to play. Well, help us keep this kite in the air. Okay, said Will. I'll be right there. So now they're asking Will to play as well. He was new to the school. Then Will went to Emma and Emma to Sloane, each asking the next why she was alone. There are holes in my pants and my shoes, Emma said. I don't fit in, and her face turned bright red. It's hard, said Sloane, to know what to say. I'm too scared to ask, but I do want to play. Come join us, said Will. There's no time to spare. Wait, said the girls. We'll be right there. You think they're asking more people to play? Asking them why they weren't playing, and then they tell them one had holes in their shoes, one was scared to ask, one was new. What do you think they're going to do next? They said, wait, there's still some people there. Do you think they're going to ask more? They ran over to Cooper and said, what about you? We're going to have fun. Can't you play too? When explained Cooper, my words get tangled. I want to say all ends up mangled. So what? Come and play, the 2 girls said. I'll come in a minute. You go on ahead. Cooper didn't want to play because he was scared because they might make fun of him because he's nervous. Then Cooper asked Lily, and Lily asked Jerome how come each of them was alone. Lily told Cooper, "It's always the same. I'm used to watching. I'm no good at games." "When you're small," said Jerome, "and the game is all tied, nobody wants you to be on their side." "Come and play," Cooper said. "Don't hang back and wait. Let's make some new friends. It's never too late." But recess was over. The bell rang once more, and Miss Mellon's students ran for the door. And we have goats in our recess field. Can you imagine having an elephant? Miss Mellon will ask, "How could we say, without using words, that we all want to play? Sometimes we're too shy, too sad, or too proud. How can we ask without asking aloud?" Miss Mellon said, "What you need is a seat to wait for a friend or a buddy to meet." "A buddy bench," Miss Mellon's class all agreed. "And we'll make it ourselves," Cooper decreed. I was going to say decided because it started with a D, but it didn't rhyme, so decreed. So they borrowed a hammer, a saw, and a wrench and started to work on their own special bench. When it was finished, they were all filled with pride. Each child wore a smile that was 9 inches wide. "We think it's just perfect," the students all said, with hands that are colored blue, yellow, and red. They put their new bench in the very best place, under the climbing tree, right at its base. Someone asked if we have a bench by the goats. Right by that tree would be a good place, I think. Now everyone knows when they're feeling left out, where to find friends without any doubt. And the words on the bench that they made on their own say, "Buddy bench equals nobody alone." The buddy bench. Great idea.